Hey everyone, it's me, Laura from the Paper Soul, and I wanted to come and just kind of have some coffee and a little chat with you guys about some things that have been going on and what I'm wanting to do next. And so I just wanted to talk to you in a relaxed sort of way. It's a sunny afternoon and the shadows are falling faster, of course, than they used to because of the time of year. So you may see some sun splattering along my table. I apologize for that if it's distracting. But what I wanted to do and what I would like to have planned is a Let's Make a Journal. I want to do Let's Make a Journal together, and I want to do a series of videos, kind of like a process series by me, the Papered Soul, and with you guys hanging out with me. And I just thought it might be a neat way for me to create a journal from start to finish. And I'm going to use the Porch Swing Designs from Marilou. It is actually a traveler's notebook digital kit that she created, and it is called Rosewood Cottage. And this one, like I say, is the traveler's notebook size. And let me grab it. But okay, so I've got some things I want to kind of share with you. First of all, my whole purpose of trying to do this is I realize that a lot of people have a lot of videos out there. All these creative people are always creating something and sharing it, and that's what I love about this community. And I know that we're all different. We all have different styles. We all have different processes, even a difference in color. You know, the colors that someone may use might strike you, or maybe you like something different. So I'm just very aware of all of our individual differences, and that's what makes creativity so wonderful. Anything goes, everything goes. And so I'm just really excited about that. That's why I just thought, well, I'm going to try it. And I feel like it would be an opportunity for you to learn something and me to learn, because I want this to be interactive. I want, if you watch my video, I want you to tell me what you think. I want you to share with me and everyone who may come along and watch and read the comments. Also, share what you like to do. I just think it could create a little community in this little bit of time that I try to do this. And again, I don't know how long. I've never done this before, so this is new and I'm really excited about it. But I don't know how many videos this will end up being, and it doesn't really matter to me as long as we have a good time. And I do plan to show you, I'll decorate some pages with you and everything, but I'm just kind of wanting it to just show you my process and what I think about to bring things together for creating a journal. It's not a one way to do this, and we all know that by all the beautiful various journals out there. Gosh, the sky's the limit. We're only limited by our imagination. So this isn't the only way, of course, to make a journal, and you all know that. But anyway, so I really want to encourage the interactive aspect. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you do. If you've got a helpful tip, please leave it. If you want to share it, I'm going to hopefully come across some tips and things. We take for granted that everybody knows everything. I think a lot of us sit and watch these wonderful videos out here and we think, well, that person's just got it all together. And there are a lot of people that really do have it all together. But at the same time, I think that we all can still learn things. There might be some little simple thing that you wouldn't think of that somebody doesn't know. So I kind of want to, approach it from that point of view. And like I say, I'm really, really excited about it. So I talked to Marilou, and Marilou, she is one of the sweet ladies on my design team for my supply shop, the Paper Soul on Etsy, and she does digital creations and kits and journal kits and stuff. And so she has a lot. Marilou, you've been busy. I knew you were busy, but when I went on your site again, I just wanted to make sure I had all of her information correct. And when I went on there, I was like, oh my gosh, she's got a lot of designs. So I also want to let you know that she also is having a sale right now. I think she's going to have a sale. The entirety will be 7 days, and I believe the sale will end on October 25th. So today's the 23rd. So I would encourage you all to go to her site and see if you can get you, find some beautiful designs that she's created for kits, journal making, cards, ephemera. And see, you can get, I think it's 20% off. So it's a really good sale. So I'm just going to talk a little bit in this one. I wanted to kind of get this video out now, just to let you know, because I knew Marilou had a sale and I didn't want you guys to miss out on it. And so what I'm going to do is I'll talk to you first about the papers. There's a lot of papers out there, we all know that, and I actually technically use the 28-pound Hammer Mill color copy digital paper. That's what I use, and it has a very creamy feel to it. It's just soft and smooth. So a lot of times I'll just use this for my printing out my pages from a journal kit. That's what this paper is, where I coffee dyed. So I've got a lot of little coffee dyed papers here, and that's the paper I use. It holds up really well to the liquid. I used to dunk it, but now what I do is I spray it down really good. And sometimes when you do double, like you cook it, and I usually cook mine for like 350 degrees. I just kind of bake it, and I have like 4 different pans, or sometimes 5, rotating at all points, and it goes fast like that. It still takes time to dye paper. I think we all know that, but it does go pretty quickly like that, where I'm constantly, by the time I get them all loaded, it's time to take the other ones are about dry, and I pull those out, and I just kind of keep it going like an assembly line to get a bunch of them. I've got a nice little stack right here. Look at all that happiness, that coffee dyed stuff. All right, so anyway, so that's the paper that I have typically used, for printing out my journal pages. Then I also have discovered presentation paper, and presentation paper, comes in different thicknesses and everything like that too. This particular one is 6.4 MIL. What does that stand for? Millimeters? 6.4 millimeters? I'm not really sure. Anyway, 6.4 MIL. This is 32 pound, and this one is what I printed. Let's see. It's kind of an in-between between the paper that I showed you that I use, and between this other one, which is a 9.8 mil. So it's thicker, and this is premium presentation paper, and it's matte that I use the matte. So this one's thicker presentation paper than this one, and it's kind of nice to have variances to use, because if I wanted, like I printed some of her, and I'm gonna show you her whole kit in a minute, but if I were to cut these cards out, it allows me to still back them. I can sew on some coffee dyed papers on the back of these images just to give it a little more sturdiness. But the colors that come through on presentation paper are really, really crisp and bright and bold. Just look at that. So that's why I really like how my ink shows up on these. You can also, and I think I have actually used this presentation paper, the one that's not as heavy, the 6.4 mil, as my for my actual kit pages. So I got that really, really, really vibrant color. So you can use that too. It's just got a little different feel to it than your regular copy paper. But on this kit, I did print out the kit on regular copy paper. So my images are a little bit softer. You don't get as the brightness as you would with this. So I just wanted to go over, and share with y'all. Let me take a sip. I'll try not to slurp. I would show you my coffee cup. It says "Hello, gorgeous," and it's always good when your coffee cup tells you you're pretty. But anyway, let me put this back so I don't. Okay, so I kind of did all this so you can see the softness of the colors that are presented on your regular copy paper, and then realize that there are some other options out there to really, really, really get a bright crispness to your printouts. I know Marilou talks a lot about the Red River papers, and I'm pretty sure they kind of remind, I've never used them and I would like to try them sometime, but they kind of remind me a little bit of what the presentation paper has done for me as far as the crispness of the printouts. So let me just page through her kit. When you are you've decided that you like a certain kit and you're going to print it out, then you've got all these decisions that you got to start making. At least you made a decision on what journal you're going to make, and then the decision making process really kicks in. So when you're printing it, you have to decide, do you want to print both sides, and that way when you've got something on both sides. So that's her line paper there. Oh, my kitties. I should have put them up. You might hear some kitty cats. Anyway, so she's got some lined paper there. That's one of them. This is one that's some lined paper in her kit with little roses. Really, really pretty. There's a image background, a pattern back in there underneath. And I went on and printed that on both sides, So you can do different things. You can print, pick out your favorite journal pages and print those out and print, different line papers on the backs. This is one of my favorite ones. So again, I am showing you Rosewood Cottage by Marilou at Porch Swing Designs, and I'll give you her information in the description below, but it is www.porchswingdesigns.net. And I did that pretty lined paper on that one. This is intended for the cover, but again, that's a decision you make. You don't have to use, you can put whatever you want to on your cover. But she, in her kit, included that as a cover for this journal. I went on and printed 2 of them out. I didn't put anything on the back of them because I wasn't sure how I was going to work those. That's just another one of the wood-lined paper you've seen. Here's another one you haven't seen. Isn't that pretty? Those flowers and doily patterned leaves in the background, roses. Marilou loves roses. Well, who doesn't? But they're so pretty. But Marilou she really loves roses, and they are gorgeous. And I love that ledger paper. And so there's one with a vintage lady and some flowers, and I did not put anything on the back of that one. And the reason sometimes I don't, you never know. So sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can always go back and put an image on this later if I decide, yeah, I want to print out of something on the back of that after all. But sometimes I'll leave it blank because I might decide to do something else. I might want to just stencil on this side or just put a little stamped image, something small. I may want to back this entire image with a piece of coffee dyed paper and sew it together. So I kind of leave a few off blank on the back so I have a little bit of something to play with. Here is another image. I love this one. It looks real lacy background here. Some soft little blue leaves and that pretty center. And then there's some more journaling space there. And then there's just like a little plain. She also has this antiqued on the outside. So it's kind of vintage and everything, but you could, this is a blank piece that you can kind of play with and decorate, or a blank background, I should say. Here's another pretty one with a lady in the garden amongst her roses, and I just printed that ledger paper on the back of that again. And there's that favorite one I like, and I left that one blank. So sometimes, like I say, I print out a number of the same ones. At first when I was printing this one, I kind of thought what I might do is I was gonna do 2 of them and do a kind of a pinky peachy one and then pull out the blues in the other one, but I just went on ahead and decided to go ahead and just do the one and just mix it all together so you guys can see how pretty this kit is together. All right, so these cards, the journal cards, I went on and printed on this thicker presentation paper that I showed you, and I'm gonna put these out of the way. And the reason I did that is because if I want to cut them and distress them, and I don't want to do, you know, I can distress them on the back once they're cut out. They're stiff enough. This is kind of like a cardstocky feel to it and everything, that they can stand on their own. And unless I want to, I don't have to, I can, you know, sew some coffee dyed paper to it if I want to, but I don't have to. The card can stand alone. I do like thick journal cards, you know, or things, pages that are sturdy. I just kind of like that, because I don't want to run the risk of tearing anything when I'm pulling and moving them around or flipping pages and things. So there's some of those beautiful, I hope I'm just gotta be in frame. Let me stand up and make sure I'm in frame. I don't think y'all mind. Oh, I don't know, have I been in frame? I hope so. But there's some of those pretty roses. And she had a lot of cards included with beautiful images. This is a very peaceful kit, and I love the cottage theme of it. She's got some little corner pieces here, a belly band here. This could be a belly band. You could also you can do different things, turn it into a pocket, but we will explore all this as we go along. And these are my more flimsy. It's the presentation paper, but I printed those on just some of the not as thick presentation paper, and like that's an envelope, so I want to be able to fold it, and I want it to have a little bit of flexibility. So just thinking about some of these things when you print something out, you know, you think, okay, if this is an envelope, I'm going to need to fold it. Then you don't want it to be too thick to fold, but you want it to have some sturdiness to it. So that's really pretty too. So it is a beautiful kit. All right, and so that's what I wanted to talk to you first today. Just talking about the paper that you decide that you want to print it out on, those considerations, and then of course the consideration of, you know, do I want anything on the back of this particular image? And you might not know, it might be something you kind of, like I say, you could change your mind, and if so, you just print you out another copy and do whatever you need to do with it. So the next time that I come to you, I think I've covered everything as far as what I wanted to cover as far as starting it off. The next thing I'm going to do in my other installment is I'm going to gather. I've got my coffee dyed papers here. So I know I always like coffee dyed papers in my journals. And then I'm going to pull some pattern papers out of my paper stack and try to use some of them. And I'm going to be searching that out. So I'll have those picked out the next time. And I'm probably going to go ahead and have all of this will be cut out. It'll all be distressed so that there's no white edges on the sides of the pages. And then, and let's see. So I call that process the gathering. So I'm going to gather all that together. And in the meantime, while I'm gathering things, I start thinking about, you know, what am I going to want to pull out? Is there a color I want to pull out or focus on in the kit? You know, in this kit, you could pull out pinks and greens, or you can pull out blues and pinks. You can pull out blues and greens. I mean, there's just lots of things you can pull out color-wise because it's so pretty, and she's got so many pretty colors in there. I also start thinking about, I love quotes, so I like to put quotes in. So when I think about a cottage or rose gardens and things like that, then I might, you know, get online and start looking up some quotes and stuff, and that I can incorporate into this beautiful kit. So that's pretty much where I am right now. And so when I come back, then, you know, we'll pick up from there. I'll show you how I folded them, and I'll, you know, give you some, we'll talk about how to fold the pages and how you can fold them where you have flip outs, and what I like to do with the edges of the pages and things of that sort. And hopefully by then I also, you know, we'll probably cover some more too, like I might decorate a page in the next installment. The other thing I wanted to do is just kind of let you know what's going on with me. Junie Desiree, and I hope I'm saying her name right, but she's just one of you sweet little gals out there. She's another sweet one, and she makes beautiful journals herself, and I'm sure a lot of you know her, but she came to me and asked me if she could interview me. She has a blog and it is called willowboundjournals.wordpress.com. And if you go there, then you click her blog at the top, you click the little blog tab, and it'll take you to my interview. So she asked me all kinds of questions, sent me a bunch of questions, and she probably thought she's just going to get, you know, a little sentence or two from me for each one, but that is not how I roll. And I wish I could shorten things. Maybe I'll get better, but then again, I am a chatty one, and I just really gave her a lot of information back. So if y'all want to check that out, check her blog out anyway, because she's got a beautiful blog. She puts pictures of her projects up there as well, and so just check her out. And also, if you want to learn a little bit more about me, and I think Paper Pixie was on there too. She had an interview, so you can catch up on her too. As far as my shop goes, I just wanted to let you know I'm constantly renewing. I'm constantly listing new items for you. It's not just for junk journals. It definitely addresses junk journals and the ephemera, the library cards and ledger pages, and all the fun goody alteration tags and things of that sort. But of course, you can decorate them any way you want to. You can do it modern, you can do it gothic, you can do whatever you want. So I try to, you know, put things out there that it can appeal to everybody. It doesn't just have to be, you know, vintage, you know, only or whatever, but I have a little bit of everything for everyone, I think. But I welcome you and invite you to come into my shop and take a look around. And, you know, if there's some things in there that you would like to see, drop me a message and let me know, and I can try to search some things out and see if I can get a hold of them for you. I do have new to my shop silver, black, and rose gold garment pens in addition to my bronze garment pens. So I've got 4 different colors of garment bold pens. And I also have listed 3 sets of sequins. 2 are for Halloween. One's got it's a spider mix, and then the other one is a black cat sequin mix. And then I just released my autumn fall mix. So for shaker cards or for planners, I know a lot of journalers like to do planning. Also, I have also dabbled I say, into the sticker world just a little bit for planners, people that like to do planning. And I do have a full kit that is the Glam Girl kit and everything. So take a look at that if you get a chance. And then I'm adding some new crocheted colored flowers and doilies that I do, trying to get a wide variety of colors in there for you with that. So anyway, that's what's up with me. And again, let me know what you think. Let me know when you see any of my process videos that we try to do. If there's any if there are any questions that you have or whatever, put them in the comment section, and then we all can, you know, learn from it that way. So I just thought it would be fun to do something like this, something different than me just making a journal and here's my journal, you know, and that kind of stuff. Of course, when this is done, you know, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go, here's my journal and this is what I did. But this time I'll say this is what we did together. So all that said, I hope everyone is having a wonderful fall afternoon. It's afternoon here. And I hope you are as excited about this little venture as I am. I hope that it'll be fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you, everyone, and I'll be seeing you on the flip side. Bye.